about being back there in that locker room next year for a championship. And believe me, we would all love to see that duplicated right here in the Crescent City. So AD, I know you are watching as well right now, and we truly hope it happens. But we really like the fact that Alvin was looking ahead to the franchise that he's going to lead now. Now, I've known Alvin, he can tell you, for probably too long. But I've known him a long time, so firsthand, I really appreciate what he brings here. His experience, his talents. Don't forget what he did this past season with the Golden State Warriors, coaching the league's highest scoring team. A team that not only won a franchise record 67 games and their first NBA title in 40 years, but they won 83 games overall. And that is the third most in NBA history. An incredible accomplishment. As head coach of the Phoenix Suns, don't forget leading them to the Western Conference Finals, 2010. And I was on the other side. I was on the dark side at that time. So I saw it firsthand. Alvin led the Suns to the Western Conference Finals. That Suns team also led the NBA in scoring. They were first in offensive efficiency, and they were fourth in pace. And don't forget, as we look past the last season, which was a phenomenal year for the Warriors, and congratulations to Steve Kerr and that franchise. But the year before, Alvin was with the Los Angeles Clippers. Clippers 2 years ago led the league in scoring, as well as number one again in offensive efficiency. So there's definitely a pattern there, and a very positive one for all of us. This is an entertaining city, and get ready, because we are going to have a lot of fun now as a group. And especially for Anthony Davis and the rest of the Pelicans, get ready. Pace is going to pick up just a little bit. So I could go on for a long time talking about somebody I've known for at least a couple of decades now, but I'm going to turn it over to the Pelicans Executive Vice President, and that is Mickey Loomis. Mickey.
Thank you, Joel. On behalf of Tom and Gail Benson, I want to be the first one to welcome Alvin, you, your wife Suzanne, your sons Ryan and Jack, and your daughter Alexis to New Orleans and the New Orleans Pelicans family. I know this. We're all looking forward to a lot of great years and great success together. I also want to thank the Golden State Warriors, particularly head coach Steve Kerr and their general manager Bob Myers. They were very, very generous in allowing us to first speak to Coach Gentry, then to interview him, and then ultimately to agree to hire him during their playoff run. That was very generous. We're very appreciative, and it speaks to really a first-class organization that cares a lot about its employees and the well-being of its employees. And by the way, we congratulate you and them on winning an NBA championship. I also want to say one other thing. I want to commend our general manager, Dell Demps, and his staff, Mark, Shane, David, Somack, on doing really a fantastic job in, first of all, identifying a lot of great candidates, doing a lot of research on their history and the characteristics of each one of the candidates, and then ultimately selecting the man that I absolutely believe, we all absolutely believe, is the perfect guy to be the head coach of the New Orleans Pelicans. And so great job, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mickey. As he mentioned, it was a product of research, and they put a lot of time into coming up with the right person, the right man, and the person that spearheaded that, and I know his due diligence and how much he put together in that search, was our vice president, our general manager, and let's hear from him now, General Manager Dell Demps.
Thank everybody for coming out today. We're thrilled to welcome Alvin, his beautiful family, Suzanne, Jack, Ryan, got a chance to meet those guys today, and Alexis, to the Pelican family. When we began our search for our head coach, we listed a few characteristics that we felt were very, very important. We wanted an experienced coach with a history of improving teams, both to excel both offensively and defensively. We wanted a coach that could adapt to the consistently changing NBA game. We believe Alvin Gentry will provide the Pelicans with the best opportunity to achieve sustained success. Alvin has a reputation of being a great communicator, collaborator, and with a commitment to excellence. Throughout the interview process, Alvin was very, very prepared. He had a great understanding of our team, along with the vision of how he would coach this team. It was very clear that Alvin was the right person for the Pelicans and the New Orleans community. We are really, really excited to have him here. Thank you.
And in just a couple of minutes, we're going to field all your questions. And we will have microphones moving around, so please identify yourself as well as we're going across the not only the country, but internationally as well on Pelicans.com, NBA TV, and Fox Sports New Orleans. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce a man that is going to take over. And fortunately, we don't do this very often. So that's why I said it's a real important day for us as we introduce the new head coach of the New Orleans Pelicans, Alvin Gentry.
Excuse me, I had to bring a water bottle up. I've been screaming and yelling the last 3 weeks, so if my voice cracked, you have to forgive me, okay? First of all, I'd like to just thank my family for being here. Anybody that's been in the NBA know how tough it is on families as much as you travel and the things that go on. You know, especially when you play all the way up into the middle of June, when all the other teams have been done in April. So it's a really tough situation, but, you know, I really appreciate the support that they give me, and it's been great. I'd also like to thank Mr. and Mrs. B. It was so great when I came here visiting with them. This whole organization, this whole franchise is ran like a family. And so if you're a part of it, you're part of the family. So kick your feet up back there, Mr. B, and have a good time, okay? Appreciate you, all right? I also want to introduce a couple of assistants that I've hired, and I think they're going to do a great job. The first guy I'll introduce is my associate head coach. It's Darren Ehrman. You can stand up, you know, and I'll tell you a little bit about him. If you want to find him, all you got to do is come and look in this building right here. He'll be here 23 out of the 24 hours, okay? And tremendous guy, great worker. It's going to be great for our defense. He's going to do a lot of the defensive things that we have, so he's going to be great. Another guy that I hired that I'm really excited about is Robert Pack. Robert was with OKC last year, and it's kind of funny because I've been following him since he was a free agent trying to make the league, and I've watched him, and I've watched him as a coach. And you know, sometimes you go out in pregame and you watch guys and you keep an eye on him, and he's a guy that I've always thought would be a great coach in this league, and I'm really happy to have him on our staff. And then another guy that I hired, Elvis Valcosel, and he's my utility infielder. He does everything, okay? So I'm not really sure what his title is, but I know that he gets everything done that needs to get done. So I'm happy to have him here. I think he's going to be absolutely great. I also want to thank, Mickey and Dennis and Dale for giving me this opportunity. I don't know, there was a couple of articles in papers. One of them was, I think, Grantland, and they compared all the jobs that was open this year. And at the end of the day, even the Oklahoma City job, at the end of the day, they said that this was the best job available, and I couldn't agree more. So to have an opportunity to come in and coach this team and for them to give me an opportunity to do this, I'm very thankful for you guys. I really appreciate that, okay? I also wanted to thank, Monty, who was here last year, Monty Williams. I think the one thing that he did, and it's going to make it easier for all of us as coaches, is that he established a culture here of competitiveness, of competing every single night. And I thought that was pretty evident in the playoff series that we had against them. They did an outstanding job, and a couple of different plays here and there, maybe it would have gone differently. But I wanted to really say to Monty that you teed it up and you make it easy for us to try to reach that next level. I also wanted to thank Joe Lacob, Peter Goober, Bob Myers, and then I want to say a special thanks to Steve Kerr. We've been friends a long, long time, and the opportunity came up. He did not hesitate to say, you got to interview, you got to try to get that job. It's a great situation. Didn't think about the situation there at Golden State. It was more about, Alvin, this is a great opportunity for you, and if you can do it, go ahead. So I have a really, really special relationship with Steve Kerr, and I couldn't, he's just an awesome person. I could go on for hours and hours about all the things that he are. So I just want to say a special thanks to him. As far as this job and this basketball team, I'm really excited about it. We've got the best player in the NBA, not named LeBron James. So, and to be honest with you, he never has to say that. So that's kind of an inside joke. I guess you had to be there, but I'm really excited about it. I really am. I think this team have tremendous potential. I look at the roster, and a lot of these guys I got such a relationship with. Drew Holiday, we came so close to drafting him when I was the head coach in Phoenix. Eric Gordon, everyone knows that we offered him a tremendous contract, and he decided to stay here in New Orleans. So I talked to him the other day, and I said, I'm determined to coach you one way or the other. So if I had to come to New Orleans to do it, I'll do that also. So I'm excited about him. So there's a lot of guys I think that I have a relationship with. Obviously, AD, I told the story to these guys right here. 2 years ago when he was a rookie, I was doing NBA TV after being released by Phoenix. I was doing NBA TV, and he made an appearance on the show. I think they were playing Atlanta the next night, and he gave, that's when the name had just been changed of the franchise. He gave all of us a shirt, a Pelican shirt, and I bought that shirt today. I bought that shirt today because I thought, what an amazing thing. He gives me a shirt, and now I'm going to have the opportunity to coach him. Truly one of the great young men in this league. Had the opportunity to coach him in the All-Star game. He's just he didn't play in the game, but he was there. And if you're with him 10 minutes, you know what a great young man that he is. I think this team has a lot of potential to do a lot of great things. I think one of the things that I think you'll see us do is that we're going to play a lot faster and give him an opportunity to be in the open court. I think he's got guard skills, so I think you'll see that happen. One of the areas that we got to get better in, obviously, is on the defensive end, and I think you'll see that happen. We're going to be a very good defensive team that happen to be good offensively, and I think in order to win, that's what it has to be. But I'm so excited to be here with this team and this franchise. And the one thing that Dell and I talked about is that we want it to be a franchise of everybody being empowered, everybody having an opportunity to add their ideas to the mix. And I say that because if you go back and look, and everybody knows the story of what happened with us at Golden State, we had a 28-year-old video guy that came to us after watching a ton of film, and he said to us, we have to try to get the pace of the game up. So maybe we should start, Andre Iguodala and take Bogut out of the lineup. And, everybody's like, I don't know. But at the end of the day, we sit down and we thought about it, and we say, that's not a bad idea. And actually, it changed the whole series. And really, it changed the whole series to the point where we won the championship. So, we want to make that obvious here, where if you have an idea, you're empowered to come in and you can talk about it with me or Dale or Mickey or anybody that's involved with this franchise. I think that we have to empower everyone to have their own ideas and to be able to give those ideas if they feel comfortable about it. So this is going to be really exciting. We were here before. We didn't do it the New Orleans way. We're doing it the New Orleans way this time, okay? We're going to live right downtown, and we're going to be right in the city, and there's so many things going. We've already been out to 2 great meals, one at Desi Vegas and the other one at Nola's. So we're going to eat great. I'm going to have to be on a heck of an exercise program here, okay? But we're excited about being here. We're excited about the whole situation. We're excited about this team because I think this team has a great potential. And although we won the series 4-0 when I was at Golden State, it was a series that could have changed easily with a couple of plays here and there. So it's like I said to AD, why can't this be our time? No one's more deserving than this city right here. It happened, I remember right after we left, obviously Katrina hit and everything. And I told these guys that, like, I may be the biggest Peyton Manning fan in the world, but I never pulled harder against them than I did in that Super Bowl for the Saints to end up winning. And I'd like nothing more for us as Pelicans to have a parade right down Canal Street and enjoy it too. So that's our goal here. I think it's very obtainable. Obviously we got a great start. We got a good core of players. We got a great player, but our core players are really young players. And so we have an opportunity to do some great things here, and that's what we're going to try to do. So I'm ecstatic about being here. I'm ecstatic about getting started. And it's going to be a fun group to watch play. I really believe that. Thank you.
Thank you, Alvin, and congratulations again. As you can tell, it's a perfect fit. It really is. And as I said when I came here 4 years ago, I live in New Orleans and I live on a treadmill. The man's going to eat well. We know that. I live in the city, walk everywhere, and walk to all those restaurants too. We're fortunate. Now, as I mentioned before, because we are streaming live around the globe, we're also live on Fox Sports New Orleans, NBA TV. Wait for the microphone. Please let us know your name, your identification, and we'll start with questions for all 3, Alvin, Dell, and Mickey. So, microphones out yet? First question.
Chad Sabity, Fox 8 TV, New Orleans. For Coach Gentry, you mentioned the tremendous potential and the championship aspirations. How soon does that process begin? Obviously, it starts now, but what do you have to do over the next few months to get all these guys on the same page and begin a championship journey?
Well, I think, hello? Okay. I think the one thing that I feel that we have to do is that, as I said earlier, I think the one thing that I think we have to improve on is that we have to become better from a defensive standpoint. I think if you do that, obviously your offense is going to be better automatically. But we have to be, I really do believe that, and this is what we were in Golden State. We were a very good defensive team that happened to be good offensively. But, we were number 1 in the league in defense, and that took care of a lot of problems that we have offensively. So, that's going to be Darren and his crew to get us to the point where, we're very good defensively, and then I think the other things will fall in place.
Dino Hanson, WMTI 106.1 The Ticket. Congratulations, first of all, again, on winning the championship with Golden State, and welcome back to New Orleans. We all know that a team's identity is indicative of their head coach. What similarities do you see with the Golden State Warriors and what you were able to accomplish there that you see with the Pelicans and AD being that focal point? What's the identity of this team?
Well, one of the things that I think is that I believe that, basketball has to be fun. You can get your work done, you can concentrate, you can do everything that's necessary, but I think in order to really enjoy the game, it has to be fun. And we're going to do a lot of things to make it fun. We did that at Golden State. There was a lot of things that we did, watching film, adding little clips into the film, things like that. We played music every day at practice, which I've already told Dell that we're going to add speakers in here, and then we worked extremely hard. The crew that we had worked extremely hard. I saw that in these guys last year. This is one of the teams that was my team. So I think, when you watch games over and over again and you see the way they approach the game, I know that AD wants to be the greatest player. And to me, that's a great start because he's willing to work to accomplish that. I think when your best player is that way, everybody falls in. That's the way it was at Golden State. Steph Curry was our hardest working guy. Andre Iguodala was our hardest working guy. So I think, those are the things that you got to have when your best players do that and everybody else falls into place.
This question is for Dale.
John, could you identify for the television audience? Thank you.
John Reed, the Times-Picayune. Dale, when you started the search, pace was important. I think that was sort of like the theme here. But what stood out to you in the interview process when you were going through with Alvin Gentry? And also there was a report that he brought in charts and different type of things in that second interview. Can you just talk about how thorough your search was and how important it was to get a coach in here that plays with that pace, and what impressed you the most about Alvin Gentry?
Well, when we started the search, we listed the characteristics that we thought were best not only for our team but also for the organization. And it was clear in the interview process. Alvin did come in very prepared. He did come in with statistics, analytics, but he also came in and what was really interesting. The first thing he did first thing he said when he sat down was like, "I want this job. This is the job that I want." And it was. We interviewed a number of candidates, but Alvin, he talked about all of our players. He had a really great understanding of our team. He had an understanding of how he wanted this team to play, and he talked about the defense first. He talked about how we're going to defend and how that's going to make our offense better. And he just talked about things that I felt like we had a shared vision of what we thought could happen to this team. And then he also talked about, when you have different teams and different rosters, you have to play different ways. And I think that he just had a really good understanding of our group. And when we talked, I talked to Mickey after the interview, and it just seemed like we felt like he was just the right person for the position.
Lions yelling WWL TVs for Alvin. What exactly did you pick up different things from every coach that you work with along the way? What is it that you picked up about working with Steve Kerr more than anything else? And that was a very guard-centric team. It's kind of different when your best player here is a forward and a big player.
I think the greatest thing that I picked up from Steve is he's such a great communicator. He's also pretty much at an even keel. We never really got too high, never really got too low. But he's just a great communicator. He does make it fun for the players. He does give the players a voice. He gives them a great voice. As I said, he empowers all the coaches to have, opinions, and I just think that he has a way of putting guys at ease, and even in the toughest situations, in the toughest games, in the middle of the huddle, he may crack a joke about something, just to kind of keep him calm and not have so much pressure on him. So he was really good at it, and he's a heck of a basketball coach, by the way. First year, fifth year, 20th year, it doesn't matter. He did a great job of understanding, when to get on our guys, when to pat them on the back, rotation-wise, when to put guys in and out of games. So for a guy that was a first-year coach, I thought he coached like he's done for the last 25 years.
This question is for Alvin. Darrell Williams, New Orleans Advocate. You mentioned, obviously, that you guys want to improve the defense. What is it that you like about Darren's schemes or his approach to defense that you feel is going to, bode that well? Then also, Robert Pack, as a New Orleanian, I've been knowing him for years. What do you feel he brings to the table?
Well, one of the things is that, obviously 2 years ago I worked with Doc Rivers. It's the same defensive system. He's from the Doc Rivers school. Darren is from Boston. Went back there and worked again. But I just like him because he has a way of communicating with players. You got to understand one thing. When he was also at Golden State. And at Golden State, when he was there defensively, they went from 23rd to 15th to 3rd in the 3 years that he was there. In the 2 years that he was there. So I just think that he has a way of making guys understand the importance of it. I think he has a way of communicating with guys. He's very good at visually showing them a lot of things. The NBA is really kind of a visual league. If you want to get a point across, then a lot of times, having a film clip for that is the best way of doing it. So I think he's great at that. You take Robert. Robert was a great defensive player in this league, one of the best at his position. I think he thoroughly understands the game, the point guard position he's played, so he's got an understanding of what needs to be done there, fighting over screens and things like that. So he's the guy that, like I said, that I just felt like got a bright future coaching in this league. So I'm excited about having both of them.
And also,